a war going on. The books can't escape from the team. Call the morning steam. It's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
And a pleasant good morning to you from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam show for Saturday, January 18th, as we get ready for finally our NFL action here in our Big Five games this weekend with NFL division round playoffs here on Saturday and Sunday, leading up to the national championship game in college football on Monday. Should be an awesome weekend, an awesome day for sure. If you're a sports betting fan, if you're a sports fan in general, you've got action nonstop today. We're already long underway with this betting card here in the middle of the night, and still several hours away from those NFL games, but we also have UFC action here on Saturday, including our companion coverage here on the Sports Money Network. We're going to have the UFC 311 card. We did get bummer news yesterday that we're not going to get the main event that we're expecting, with Arman Sarukian having to back out because of an injury. But Renato Moicano steps up here. He was going to be a favorite in his bout, and he'll step it on up here to try to take a chance of getting the title here, now matched up with Islam Makhachev here for the lightweight championship. And it is going to be a pretty overwhelming task. Makhachev was reissued as a favorite, about minus 1,000 basically, and now up here to minus 1,400 or so, maybe even a little bit higher at some spots. But hey, you heard if you heard him in the interview, what he said, he doesn't give an F who he has to fight. Moicano gets his shot here against Makhachev, who's defended the title 3 straight times, of course, and we'll have companion coverage here. That kind of makes the bout between Nurmagomedov and Dvalishvili is kind of the real main event now, it feels like, today, and the guys will be here today with their companion coverage here throughout the card. I've already issued my full fight card over at winnable.com. Get my picks over there today. I'll let you know about that in just a moment, but please consider joining the guys here. You can still get started on some of your UFC handicapping if you're just getting rolling. We have already here on the Sports Money Network previews from the guys with First Strike under the videos tab. You can check out the picks from Sub, from Fanatical Jim, from Jeff M, and from Mikey Money with their picks. And we also have the previews from VB MMA picks along with his analysts this week, Dagestan Poppy. So we can get several fights previewed here if you want to check it out today before those fights go off. And make sure you join our companion coverage starting at 5:30 Eastern and 2:30 Pacific time here from Las Vegas. Well, Las Vegas time, West Coast time. The fight card is in Los Angeles, in Inglewood, at the brand new Intuit Dome. So it should be an exciting venue here. All right, most of the morning is going to be me probably rolling off steam to try to get you in full tune with the college basketball coverage today. Just 146 games, so why not just start throwing in a few steam plays here. They're rolling in right now, and this will kind of be most of our coverage. Yeah, I've got about maybe 10 games to preview, but we'll let the steam kind of take care of it today. Southern Miss and Texas State game total over here. Taking the steam right now was 149. We're up to 150 or higher here right now with Southern Miss and Texas State. Also, just moments ago here was the St. Louis Blues. It's not all about the hockey and the basketball here. We got a hockey move here coming in with the Blues today in their matchup tonight with the Utah Hockey Club. So the Blues on the road here, taking the steam against Utah. They were plus $1.10 or so, and they could be moving to even money. Or here, could the Blues end up the favorite against Utah Hockey Club here tonight? Utah's lost 3 in a row, so the steam coming in on Utah here tonight. All right, then we'll preview the NFL games, of course. Today with those matchups, Houston and Kansas City, Washington and Detroit. There's also a full-on NHL card and, some NBA action as well. So I'll say hello to everybody in the chat. I don't know what direction this show will go, but we'll let you guys maybe be the judge of that. We did have a pretty fun night last night. I'm not finding an overwhelmingly positive day here this week. I'm kind of grinding here at this point. I want to mention right here, as I see, I've got some sub club action. If you want to check it out today over at the Sports Money Network, Sub's got a preview of one of the games coming up in 40 minutes. Just want to let you know if you'd like to get a play in here in soccer today. We've got the big Saturday card, of course, and he's got a preview between Liverpool and Brentford up over there on the sub club underneath the videos tab here at the Sports Money Network. So you want to check that out and get on board. We got 4 games here today still to go in the EPL. I'm watching right now action here in Spain. I'm watching Bournemouth going up against Newcastle here. You know that Bournemouth and Newcastle is actually the longest road trip of any matchup in the Premier League. It's about the equivalent of traveling a little bit up the Eastern. It's not very far at all, but compared to the size of the United States, and it's not a long road trip, but it is the longest trip for anybody in the EPL. So, all right. Anyway, some action last night. We were able to pick up a few winners here or there. Let me say hello to some folks in the chat. Got to get this show moving for sure and see who's here today with Sir Mackey is here today. He did not like the action in college basketball last night. He's talking a little Australian Open coverage, and they mentioned Yannick Sinner there. We had a great, exciting day of action yesterday, including late night. One match just wrapped up here on the Australian Open, and it was a thriller, a 5-setter with Holger Rune over Miomir Kekmanovic. Wins that one in 5 sets. He took the last 2 sets here to go 5, and he will advance to take on Sinner. Sir Mackey talking about Sinner in the chat there, and I guess Holger Rune could beat Sinner if Sinner's legs stop working or something like that. Good luck to that. Rune, great player, but probably going to be overmatched. And Sinner Joe W. is here today. And we did see also Madison Keys knocking out my fave, Danielle Collins. Collins, a little bit of a knee tweak there, but I don't think she was going to have any match for Madison Keys. Also, late night action, Svitolina over Paolini there in a bit of an upset as well at the Australian Open, and action continues tonight with some great matchups. Djokovic in action against Lechka, and Alcaraz, big favorite over Draper tonight. Good matches here, and also Coco Gauff takes on Bencic, and we'll see. That's a pretty big line. Bencic could be a little bit of a sleeper still, but Gauff totally on top of her game, and also a great matchup, Sabalenka and Mira Andreeva today. So late night here. Once we get to the afternoon, who else is here? Oldie, Nicholas Handy, Thomas Lewis is here, and he says, like this video, subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube, the fastest growing sports betting channel on YouTube. Sir, here's sports betting Patrick here today. He likes Kentucky here in this one. And he says I was worried though. Alabama can score, no doubt about it. Curtis Mann here. Peaceful Looter here. Robert McCormick as well. It's going to be an awesome day, man. There's so much action here today. Don't know where to start, where to begin. Here's Abel. Hi, Abel. Hope you've had a good start to the year. He's got some props here in the NFL with Jahmyr Gibbs today. And Nicholas, and he says, short notice here on that fight card today. And see who else is here. Daddy Beats in the chat. Thank you. And Philly Eagle Flyer. Hello. And Blake. Nice to see you, Blake. Thanks for coming by today. All right. Nasty Nate says those Celtics did smash Ramon. You were wrong again for once on the Celtic game. We did have a few winners, though, here on the show. Hi, Chip. Nice to see you there. Good to see Chip in the chat again. We did come up. I tell you, I was in the minority there. Handicappers were big on Boston yesterday. Should have been following my peers here yesterday. But, hey, we did have some Steam play winners here yesterday, including on the show. The New Orleans Pelicans yesterday was our pick. Hey, Team Steam consensus. Grizzlies there. Yeah, who's in, who's out of the lineup, who knows? But it didn't matter. The Grizzlies got the win over the Spurs. I gave out the over here. Pretty easy winner, it felt like, on the show. Also, Team Steam consensus. You guys had it. Denver Nuggets over Miami yesterday. Also, Mikey Money gave that one out on pre-gaming, so a pretty confident winner there. And I gave out the over yesterday in that game between Denver and Miami. Jimmy Buckets returned to the lineup, still had, basically choice words at the end. We said, when would he comment? We heard from basically Spoelstra before the game, Jimmy Butler after the game. Nothing's changed. Just still holds a grudge against Pat Riley and maybe the rest of the front office and coaching staff, or just those people in charge with the Miami Heat. Good luck to you, Jimmy. I wish they could get rid of him. I don't know where he'd go, but wherever he does go, that team's probably in for a disaster as well. This guy is just one of those dudes, right? We all know a few. It's just drama wherever you go, and they're never going to be winners. That gold medal, he rode the backs of those teammates back in when he 20, what year was that? 2016. It seems like now forever. With Butler, his numbers were okay. I think, what do you have, 18 points or something like that yesterday, but still, no, Miami, no good, right? A game they were favored to win and end up losing that game to Denver. So good luck to Jimmy Buckets. Hope they can figure that out real soon and get rid of him. Just don't trade him to one of my favorite teams. Also, Brooklyn Nets. We had a winner here. Let's see. Or no, I'm sorry. Mikey Money had that winner. Brooklyn Nets yesterday on pre-gaming. Good job, Mikey, with that winner. Also, yesterday, you guys did have that winner here on the show yesterday. Let me take a look at it, make sure I get this one right with the I had the Carolina Hurricanes yesterday in the NHL with that 3-2 win over the Vegas Golden Knights. Yeah, they were favored by quite a lot there, but maybe the best was in college basketball yesterday with some of the plays and some of the games. Indiana and Ohio State. We had more overtimes yesterday. Indiana won by 77-76. Hoopers led by 10 with 4 minutes to go in regulation. Ohio State came all the way back, but Indiana was able to get the win. How about the big footer in there? 21 points, 15 rebounds, and Mike Woodson gets that win there yesterday on the road, so couldn't hear the crowd there. We did have the over here as our pick on the Morning Steam show. How about DePaul? They snapped a 39-game losing streak in the Big East. I didn't see it coming, but we did get the information that Georgetown was going to be without two of their top three players there late. So it was DePaul beating Georgetown in that one, 73-68, snapping that long losing streak. They led by 17 early and held on for the winner. It was Villanova beating Providence 75-73. We had a winner here on the show with that one, with the over in that game with Providence and Villanova yesterday. Also, we had the winner here on the show with VCU over St. Joe's. We gave out that one here on the show. We gave out that early game over also with Ohio and Akron. That was where the consensus parlay may have been went down right away with Ohio and Akron. I did caution against going with Ohio there as Akron wins that big game in the Mid-American Conference. Man, you can hear that steam rolling in. Let's get to some of it. I'll talk about one more game here with Iowa and UCLA. A no-show basically by Iowa. They lose 94-70. They are allowing almost 100 points per game on the road this season. Are the Iowa Hawkeyes, and UCLA snapped that losing streak. All right, we had a couple other winners here yesterday, including premium winner Youngstown State and Wisconsin-Milwaukee game to go under. Premium pick winner here with our winnable package. And also, shout out, Team Steam Consensus has the win late last night with New Mexico over Boise State in the pit. Continue on with some of our Steam moves here rolling in. Let's just keep talking a little college basketball and keep you guys on track with all these moves today. We're going to have plenty of previews. We'll be talking here for probably a good 2.5 or 3 hours if you can tolerate me here, but let's talk about some of them here right now. In college basketball, rolling in here at the moment with Cal Riverside. Steam here on Riverside today. They're getting the points tonight. From UC San Diego, it was UCSD by 10. We're down to 9 here right now. It looks like Cal Riverside's taking the steam in that one. Also, here is Arizona State and Cincinnati game total to go over here on Saturday in this Big 12 matchup, right, with Arizona State and Cincinnati. Game total to go over here in this one. It was 134. Looks like we're looking at 135 here right now with Arizona State and Cincinnati. Right now, here it is as we speak. Idaho taking some steam in this one tonight. The Vandals were as low as, I want to say maybe a 2-point favorite here early on, but they were moving quickly. We're showing right now Idaho could be up to 3.5 or higher in that move against Eastern Washington tonight. Idaho taking the steam. Also, San Diego, not UC San Diego. This is the University of San Diego, and they're taking steam here right now in that game. They were, about a 12-point dog here in this one to Loyola Marymount. This one's going to go down to probably 11 or so right now. USD taking the steam here in their matchup with LMU. All right, also we have Albany here is taking the steam right now. It was Albany at about, a pick'em here, it seems, coming into this one. We're seeing some steam right now with this matchup. It was Albany -1. Looks like they might move to a favorite here right now. Albany is a favorite maybe here. They're probably a pick'em, maybe -1 here right now. Here's another one, Quinnipiac. And let me skip on. These are coming in so fast. They're just popping off one right over the other on the screen here right now. Let me come in with Samford right now. Samford is taking steam in their matchup here today. Samford is laying points to East Tennessee State. They were a 5.5-point favorite. They're up to 6, maybe even 6.5 here. Samford taking steam right now. The matchup I mentioned, Quinnipiac And St. Mary's steam to the over here right now. It was 143. We're up to 144 or so here. Quinnipiac and Mount St. Mary's steam to the over here on the morning steam show. Can we get any others? Sure. How about Northern Arizona taking some steam here right now? And their matchup tonight. They were a 3-point favorite against Portland State. They're now up to 4 here in this one. Northern Arizona took the steam just moments ago. And I think that'll catch us up here. Let's see. I got one more for you. Fairleigh Dickinson today. F. Dick taking steam here at plus 6.5. In their matchup today against Central Connecticut. They were, Central Connecticut was a 7-point favorite. They're down to 6, maybe even 5.5 here with Fairleigh Dickinson taking the steam against Central Connecticut. Also, that's gonna do it. We're all caught up. I'm sure some more will come in about 2 seconds. All right, let's say hello to a few more folks and try to get this show started here. Big O is here. He loves Virginia Tech in this one today. Elliot's on his Pirates here. And see who else we got. We got Zoe Faye talking the results from yesterday. Hugh Janus is here today as well. Good to have you. JW kind of down on Jimmy Buckets here as well. All right, Notre Dame is taking some steam here. This is going to be what the show feels like it's going to be all about. But I want you guys to know that, we want to try to touch on every college basketball game. We're not going to preview 146 games, so we'll keep you updated with the latest moves here. Notre Dame was a 3.5-point favorite against Syracuse on the road. They're up to 4.5 here. Notre Dame taking steam right now on the move against Syracuse. Flynn is in the chat here as well today. And who else? There's R. Thompson as well. And Zoe Faye says Albany's on the move. Philly Eagle Flyer talking about action here from Germany. We just had that final moments ago from the EPL. Here's some steam. Tarleton State and Grand Canyon. We're showing this one moving here to the over here in this one with Tarleton and Grand Canyon. It was 136, but it's now 137, 137.5, and moving higher with Tarleton and Grand Canyon steam to the over. All right, see if we can get a few more names in here a little bit today. I think we're kind of all caught up here. Did everyone enjoy the action in Unrivaled last night? Lived up to the expectations? You could have your critics here of the 3-on-3 format that the ladies went under, but it looked pretty good yesterday. And hey, how about our team? You guys? Lunar Owls with the win. That 3-point shot by Skylar Diggins-Smith to win it. We just had a target score. We didn't win it at the buzzer or anything, but she makes the shot. They came from behind in that game over the mist. There sounds like a soft drink or something, but there will be 2 more games in Unrivaled today. Lunar Owls beat the Mist, and Vinyl beat Rose 79-73. There are 2 more games. The coverage of Unrivaled starts today at 2 Eastern, 11 Pacific, with the Laces and the Phantom, and the Rose taking on the Lunar Owls once again. I believe that's the matchup here today. Also, right now, steam coming in on UTEP here in their matchup today. UTEP is taking steam right now. They were a 2.5-point favorite against Florida International. They're up to 3.5 here. They opened about 2 for the most part, so pretty good steam here on UTEP. Good morning to Joe in the chat as well today. Hey, folks, we're about ready to roll here, and you can get my plays over at winnable.com today. get my best plays over at Winnable. You can use the promo code STEAM to save 20%. My plays for today are just $4. I've already got up there a big package of college basketball plays for early action for about the first 4-hour window or so. Got about I want to say it's either 10 or 12 plays over there today. Plus, I have my UFC full card predictions, except for that uh, substitute main event. I'll just, it is, like I said, it's a 15 minus 1500 line, and didn't, it still needs a handicap, and the card was pretty much packaged up and ready for me to ready to go last night. So, it is what it is, but I have my card is up there and available at winnable.com for the UFC action. I'll also look tonight at NBA, NHL, and yeah, we'll have another college basketball package come out midday for the late action. It's hard to get to them all. You got to, it'd be easy to just throw some darts, but once I see the game that I like and check the market move, you still got to handicap the game and make sure. So, still going to probably end up with 20 selections or so. And if you pay for that package of $20 monthly, that's 50 cents a day. Gets all my premium selections here on Winnable. And also use that promo code STEAM to save 20%. So just want to let you know, on a day like today, college basketball, we're looking at a preview, not even a dozen of the games today. But if you want more college basketball from me, I will be having probably about 2 dozen or so over at winnable.com with my premium picks. And on the free subscription, I will have some plays tonight again in tennis. We rallied to finish 3-3. We got bigged out there yesterday, but we did have 3 straight winners at least. On the end of the card there yesterday, we had the youngster Lerner Tien over Moutet of France. We had Shelton over Musetti, and we had Sinner over Giron minus 8.5 games. He won by 9 games, so we rallied there. Taylor Fritz obviously was on the Fritz last night against Gael Monfils, and Serendulo knocked off my man ADM there yesterday. So we'll get it back tonight in tennis here at the Australian Open. I didn't really fire too heavily on those early card, but all right, let's see some steam coming in here. Talking about the early rounds anyway, at least with premium. So, okay, let's say hello to a few more folks. So get me off the screen here with the ad. There we go. All right. Steam coming in right now. North Carolina taking some steam here in this one. It is Carolina was an 11-point favorite. They're up to about 12 here right now, making a move in the ACC matchup with Stanford here this afternoon at 2:15 Eastern, 11:15 Pacific. Also seeing steam in that Utah-St. Louis hockey game that we mentioned. It was looks like we could be getting a 6 here in this game between Utah and St. Louis. I tell you what, the Sharps are not seeing this game like I am right now. I'll tell you that right now. With this steam coming in on the over in the matchup between Utah and St. Louis. It's up to 6 under. It was maybe 5.5 over, but there's definitely going to be 6 under in this game right now with St. Louis and Utah. Maybe I'm not agreeing with the Sharps, it feels like, in that matchup. All right, we're going to have to get it going here with the show. Hello to Billy. He says, thank you, Billy, for subscribing. I do have a dozen plays up there right now. Up there at winnable.com. So says he can't set his notifications. I'll do what I can to help you on that. Billy, lots of people are using this Winnable service, so I'm sure I don't want to say it's on your end, but maybe they are having something. But again, lots of handicappers use this, so it does work pretty solid. I'll see what I can do to get that to you. I've right now up there for today so far is just my early college basketball and my UFC plays are up there right now. So don't know if look, the NFL, I'm going to give you 2 plays here on the show, and it's got to be a premium, no matter if it's a playoff game. So we'll see if I can get a premium over at winnable.com in the NFL. Quite frankly, these games, obviously the playoffs, yeah, we know the most information. They also might be the tightest lines. So, all right, T Bird here as well. Thank you. All right, let's just get started with the show. Like I said, we got plenty of steam going to be popping off anyways. I'll be interrupting quite frequently. Like, how about right now? USC is taking the steam in their matchup today with Wisconsin. I do like USC in that game. Let me just give that out right now. I did have a preview on this game, and I did mark USC as my pick in the game when we get to the preview. So they were getting 1.5 from Wisconsin. It's probably going to be a pick 'em here right now. I like USC today against Wisconsin, and they are taking steam here right now in that matchup. Also, coming in right now, more steam with Kent State. Kent State in their matchup with Miami of Ohio. They were a 4-point favorite. They're up to 4.5 or maybe 5 here right now. Kent State taking the steam. Also, East Tennessee State and Samford. Game to go under here. I will mention Samford already took the steam in that matchup as well. Went from 5.5 up to 6.5. And East Tennessee State, that steam to the under here, went from 155 down to 154. Maybe 153.5. Just seconds ago, steam right now, North Alabama, it's coming in. You can kind of get ready to go on this one. North Alabama taking the steam here in their matchup today with North Florida. All right, good luck to you with North Alabama on the road there. I don't know if I'm necessarily seeing it that way, but right now it was North Alabama here by 1.5. They're definitely up to 2 or 2.5 right now. Steam on North Alabama.
Final.
Also, just moments ago, steam came in on the Pittsburgh Penguins in their matchup today with the Washington Capitals. Of course, they're a big dog with Pittsburgh continuing to struggle right now. They did get that win last night to try to end that little poor streak that they were on. I think they had gone 2-8 in their last 10 games over either, was it overall or on the road? Pittsburgh's been struggling, we know that, but they are taking the steam here right now in their game against the Capitals, probably going down to $1.80 or $1.75 or so on the plus money. Just seconds ago, here it is, Cal Poly, San Luis Obispo, and Cal Irvine. Steam to the over here right now in this one. This one next to last on your rotation here, over 151 goes up to 152 with Cal Poly and Cal Irvine. Steam to the over. Also moments ago, Vanderbilt taking the steam here in their matchup. Vanderbilt was getting 6 points in their matchup today, and I give up too much action here right now. Get back to that one in just a moment. Let me get this hockey steam in here right now. Blue Jackets and Rangers. We are seeing steam here to the under in this one with the Blue Jackets and the Rangers here today. I think I can get behind this for sure in this one. Steam to the under here was 6.5. Right now, and we're quickly moving lower here with the Blue Jackets and the Rangers. It's going to be mostly 6 juice to the over, probably $1.25 or $1.20. Steam to the under in that one with Columbus and the Rangers. Also, seconds ago, the Nashville Predators taking big-time steam here in their matchup today with Minnesota. They were as low as 140 on some of the openers. In fact, actually, they were lower than that on some of the openers. This is a runaway favorite here right now. Nashville at home. This is like the favorite team of the Sharps. I guess they love giving money away. Also, Nashville's starting to play a little bit better. But look, they were as low as 125 at DraftKings on the opener. Right now, they are 170 at Bet Online, at DraftKings, up to 170. That's a 45-cent move so far overnight, with Nashville here right now, $1.70 as high here on some of these books at this point. Here's more college basketball steam. We'll never get this show started, but this is the morning steam after all. Portland State and Northern Arizona. Here's steam to the under right now in this one. Portland State and Northern Arizona, 145 or down to 144, 143.5. Steam also came in earlier in that game on Northern Arizona. It moved from 3 to 4, but here's steam to the under, going from 145 down to 144, 143.5 with Portland State and Northern Arizona. All right. And we did mention that more steam on Oklahoma here. They were a 6-point favorite. They're up to 7.5 here against South Carolina. Oklahoma taking the steam against South Carolina. All right. Catch your breath here. And let's see. Oh, here was that Vanderbilt move. Might be a little stale even after just a minute or so here, but Vanderbilt was taking 6 from Tennessee. The move's on Vanderbilt here in this one, and they're down to 5 right now. It looks like Vanderbilt taking steam here against Tennessee. All right, a little bit more in hockey here. Steam came in while we were firing away on some of those others. Right now, I've got 2 more moves in hockey coming in. The Dallas Stars are taking steam right now in that afternoon matchup with the Colorado Avalanche. All right, it was Colorado $1.35, but it looks like they're down to $1.25 here. So the steam is on Dallas in that matchup against Colorado. Tennessee and Vanderbilt game, we mentioned that side just a moment ago. Now there's steam on the total right behind it. That's usually some kind of personnel related, it feels like, but here is steam to the under in that one. It was 141.5. We're down to 140, it looks like, here with Tennessee and Vanderbilt. Steam to the under. Also in the NHL, some steam came in on the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Penguins took the steam in that match. Oh, we mentioned that. Okay, we're all caught up. Oh, boy. Here we go. Man, yeah, the steam bell's going crazy, you guys. Let's try to start the show and get going with the NFL here with the Texans taking on the Chiefs. Man, we're just gonna wrap these games, it feels like. All right. One more. Dayton taking the steam here right now. We got Dayton was laying 9.5 here in their matchup today, and it's Dayton right now up to 10.5 here in their matchup with Loyola of Chicago. Okay, well, try to put some steam on the back burner here. Try to get started with the previews. Look, you probably don't need my help here in the NFL, but I'll give you my plays here for today with the Texans taking on the Chiefs. In this one, of course, division matchup with the Texans. We had them last week against my Chargers. Look, I wanted the Chargers certainly to win that game. They were favored on the road, but look, the Texans have won. Now they've won 2 playoff games, right, with this era group here. It feels like they've won their last 2 games now, giving up just 25 total points, including that playoff win over the Chargers, including those 4 interceptions. The defense played well. Houston's always had this solid defense, it seems like, here, but now you've got to go into a Kansas City team that has basically been off for more than 3 weeks. If you think about the bye, the resting all the players, the bye again, these guys haven't played in like 24 days pretty much. So is it rest? Is it rust? Seems like in the playoffs you want all your guys rested and ready to go. CJ Stroud has 2 playoff wins, 2-1 in his career as a playoff quarterback. So yeah, maybe his play declined a little bit, sophomore slump, whatever the case may be. Believe me, I think CJ Stroud is going to be around for a while, taking on these playoff tasks. But right now, you got an unprecedented team here, right? With the Chiefs trying to get their third consecutive world record setting Super Bowl victory this season. So still going to be laying a big number here at 8.5, but I don't know. Seems like this is a little bit of a tall task. I mean, you just don't win as an underdog in the wild card round and then win the next week. That just doesn't happen in the NFL. I think I want to say it's like 2-15. Let me see if I can get that record right. When underdogs that go into the next round, it's not a very positive angle. 2-15 record for NFL teams that win in the wild card round. Now, granted, there were less wild card games when that trend kind of started. It's kind of a long trend. It doesn't happen that frequently, to be honest with you, but still 2-15 in that role, covering the spread, and you're dealing with a Chiefs team that certainly can be dynamic when they want to be, right. Remember, they couldn't cover any spreads despite this terrific record that earned them the number 1 seed. We were talking about them here as one of the worst spread teams this season, the way they were in a spread losing streak. But the games get more important here a little bit. It feels like they're more ready and waiting here for their opponent. And now they get a pretty good matchup, seems like, for them here right now. The Texans were 2-2 against the spread as an underdog this year, and they've never won the second playoff game in team history. They've won 5 times in their playoff openers. Sometimes it was a division round, but still 0-5 in their second playoff game in their 5 postseason appearances in team history. So Houston was 2-5 this year against playoff bound opponents. For the Chiefs here, they've won 14 of their last 16 playoff games. The Chiefs have gone under in 5 of their last 6 games overall. They're not running the ball very well at all. That's not necessarily their game. So maybe that's some of the problems that they have. And also, no doubt, their red zone. I'm trying to find some weaknesses to the Chiefs, right? Their red zone offense certainly leaves a little bit to be desired. They, end up settling for a lot of field goals sometimes. But again, when your defense is as good as they are, and quite frankly, underrated, kind of unheralded, considering their enormous success. I mean, you got to have a solid D, even if you do have the world's greatest. Well, I don't know, call him the world's greatest quarterback, but yeah, right now he's still ahead of those other MVP contenders because of, hey, he's got the rings to prove it. So, all right, the Chiefs beat the Texans 27-19 back in week 16. They were laying 3.5 there at home at Arrowhead. In that one, the Chiefs have won 7 of the last 9 meetings between the two teams. Texans are 1-4 here in Kansas City in their last 5, and the Chiefs beat Houston back in 2019 51-31 in a playoff game. They also knocked them off about 10 years ago. They shut them out 30 to nothing, I think it was, in that game. You see here, I think they had 30 to nothing, 21. They beat them up, certainly. So we know the participants. We know all the ins and outs. I hope we can get your plays on this one with the Texans and the Chiefs today. You look at the injury reports here a little bit. Yeah, there's some issues here, and I think really for me, Texans have had trouble all season kind of keeping those wide receivers healthy. They've kind of been fortunate to have at least one of their top guys around. Remember, Tank Dell goes down. You got Robert Woods questionable here today. Of course, they lost their acquisition of Stephon Diggs there kind of early on. So Joe Mixon is probable. He did have a little bit of an ankle tweak, and everybody's favorite player, Al Shair. He is probable for this game, so keep your head on a swivel here. Shaq Mason also probable. That's probably one of the biggest moves here in this one. Hardman doubtful for the Chiefs, but really got some good news with Jones probable. Of course, he is the key player, it feels like, for the Kansas City defense. Pacheco probable as well. We're going to get your plays now in the chat. Roll them through here and see what you guys want to do in the big game here at 4:30 Eastern, 1:30 Pacific. You know, the guys will be keeping tabs on it. They'll come on midway through the game there with the UFC coverage, and they'll be keeping an eye on the football as well. So go ahead and join us today here, would you? All right, Nunya's in the chat here. Spoons Bets doing a great job, man. Spoons, I'm really impressed so far of all your contributions here and elsewhere as well. Thank you, Spoons. There's Donut in the chat. There's Philly Eagle Flyer. Let me get ready to queue up the Premier League screen here if I can while we're on the air here. Andrew says they're unstoppable. They're fresh and they're new. Action Jackson, they don't cover, but man, you're right. They have trouble covering, no doubt about it, this season. And Zoe says, you know what? It's got to be closer than 9 points. This is the playoffs after all. Robert likes under in the first half in this one. Chiefs money line. It's okay to take a money line in the playoffs, especially when these teams, quite frankly, I don't know, they never lose, right? Everybody, oh man, the NFL, there's such a wild. When you get to the playoffs, there's not much there's very little. Yeah, we see some upsets last week in the wild card round. I get all that, but I don't know. Seems like the playoffs are kind of, according to form, it feels like. All right, Sharon's here as well. Nice to see you today. Big day here. I'm going to be sitting here all day watching all the games. And all the sports. Wow, it's going to be awesome. Chiefs for Elliott. Here's Big O with his whole card here, it looks like. Thank you, Big O. Action Jackson says Chiefs money line as well. Chiefs money line for Zoe. All right. All right, Billy. Hey, I'll tack on some extra days there if it doesn't get through to you right now. They do have a customer service department at the Winnable. I'd rather try to work it out with you here. Like I said, I'm not getting any other notes. We do have now, man, it's really going up with our subscriber base here on those, including the free subscriptions. I have over 230 subscribers, so I don't know. I think I'd be getting some notifications. I do apologize, Bill. I'll tack extra days on to try to get that worked out. Man, okay, I really feel bad about that. All right, here, Andrew says, what do you think about those field goals under or over? It's cold out there today in Kansas City, but it does feel like I said, Kansas City's got some red zone issues, right? They end up having to settle for their field goals, sometimes anyway. Now, granted, maybe the regular season will be a different story than the postseason here. I don't know, but maybe try to peek at the field goal units here a little bit. I mean, obviously, with Harrison Butker back now here for the last few games, that does have to make the Chiefs a little bit more confident in that kicking game after he missed that month or so following that knee surgery. So let's see what else we've got. Matthew on the Chiefs here. Billy saying, let's go, Chiefs. Zoe's got looks like some money line parlays there, possibly. Super True's got some props today.
Steam play.
Man, there's some more steam. Donut Silks, I look at these on the main here. SB said Kentucky money line. I've got some steam that just came in on that game. Let me report that to you momentarily. It was on the total, but all right. Appreciate the comments here. Looking for any more plays here. Jermaine likes the upset here. He likes the Texans money line. Hey, I mean, look, if anything, right, just take a money line if you're going to play them. It feels like. All right, let's see here. Billy says, I think I can come in right now with my play with Bill here. It says, funny, we're talking on the under here. Take the over, lay off only 42. That's 5 touchdowns, 2 field goals. All right, I'm on it. I'm already on the over. That's my play here on the morning steam. I've got it here to get over 42, 41 and a half, I think, officially at most of the spots right now. And that's what I feel. Hey, we're in the playoffs here. I think Kansas City will have Thomas says he saw enough. He saw enough people on Kansas City here in the game today. So you guys take them. Kansas City consensus, it looks like, minus the 8.5 here today. Consensus play, and I'll take the over here in this one. All right. Billy says Detroit under. Sports betting Patrick there with his plays. Matt D was our contestant yesterday in the contest, but we couldn't get it home. Phil Eagle Flyer talking more German League soccer here. And let's see here. Wine time. Good morning. And let's see here. Big O says going to be windy there today. Got Sharpie in the chat. And here he is just trying to make me feel bad here, rubbing it in a little bit with Roki Sasaki. And we do have actually Sharpie. I'm just getting the news here. The Padres have announced their starting rotation for next season. Resentment, resignation, anger. These are Smoke and Mirror says Kansas City and over. Who else could they? Who else could go for the Padres? Help me out, fam. Jealousy will be in the 4 slot. Sir Mackey wants the Texans here. Thomas says Kansas City's a money line play for you guys in the chat. I'm okay with it. I mean, if you want to go ahead and lay that big money line number, that's cool. And you're not going to get that from me on the show, certainly. You know that. I mean, I'll, if it's a pick 'em or something, maybe. All right. Or you know what I mean? 1 or 2 points. All right. Let's see here. I think we got it. All right. I think that's enough in the chat here. Elliot may be going. Let's see. Is that over in the football game? I don't know. I'll take the over in the football game, though, with Houston and Kansas City. All right. Let's go to the late game now here today with the Commanders taking on the Lions in this one. You got it at 9 and 55.5. Well, man, what's going to happen here today when the Lions are 9-point favorites and 55? That means the Commanders got to do some kind of scoring here in this one. Could it be 35 to 34 to 20? 34 to 24 would be too high of a score. 31 to 21 would be low. It would be a low here in this one. The Commanders were expecting a lot out of them today offensively, it seems like, despite being nearly double-digit underdogs here. It's the same thing with the Commanders, right? Coming off that upset win that just doesn't happen in the NFL when you go into the next round. These underdog, especially when they go on the road, it's even different. When you talk about the Texans winning at home as an underdog, going on the road, it's even a little bit tougher for the playoff teams that win on the road and then have to go back on the road again following an upset win. Gets even tougher. So it's kind of the same percentage. It's very slim for the Commanders to even cover a spread, but these spreads may be a little bit bigger than some of those teams had faced here. I mean, the Lions obviously are so highly regarded to, go all the way or whoever they match up with from that other game. But, a Philadelphia Detroit matchup seemed pretty awesome. And maybe that could be a rough one for the Lions. Nonetheless, they're big favorites here against the Commanders in this one. But the Commanders have been absolutely terrific this season. What a turnaround from their record last year, right? It's almost a complete reversal at 13-5 this season. The Commanders have won 6 games in a row here, averaging nearly 30 points per game right now. The one thing they did struggle in those losses was giving up a ton of points. And well, we know the Lions are nearly the complete package here, certainly coming in. The Commanders were 3-3 against the spread as a road underdog this season. Washington, they hadn't won a playoff game in a very long time before last week's game. But for the Lions here, they've won 14 of their last 15 games to go 15-2 this season. They're 11-4 against the spread in those last 15 games. They've been averaging 36 points a game in their last 5 games overall. And the Lions have won of their 15 wins this season, 8 of them came by more than this spread here. So we know Campbell is absolutely terrific as against the spread, right? 13-8 against the spread as a home favorite. That's been one of the specialties of Campbell. It really hasn't mattered what the scenario so far with him in there. So even the Lions are kind of in unprecedented, uncharted territory a little bit, but this is kind of a culmination over these last 2 seasons to try to wipe away all the misery from the past of the Lions and try to get them that first Super Bowl. The Lions have won 6 of the last 7 meetings between the 2 teams. The Commanders are actually 0-5 straight up and 0-4-1 against the spread in their last 5 trips in here to Detroit. So the Lions have won playoff games at home before, for sure, including last year. But again, they were just 3-13 basically in their history, with all 3 wins, I believe, coming at home. So, all right, you guys can put your play in if you want. See what you like here in this one with Washington and Detroit. I'm not too worried about my breakdown. I want to know what you guys have in this one. See what we got here from the chat. Gonna catch up on some steam here too. All right. R. Tomps likes Detroit in the over in this one. Billy Eagle Flyer likes the Lions by a field goal here. He says, meaning take 3 points off the spread, buy it down here, make sure you get the win in the playoffs. Right? We always say, don't buy points, whatever. Hey, you only get one shot here to win this game. Get it right. If you feel confident getting that thing under 7, you do it. Don't listen to all those talking heads on the big gambling networks. And Donut Silk says there won't be many punts in this one. And what is Thomas saying here? I'm taking the under. If it was 51, then the over. Putting too much stock in that. I think I'm ready to make my call after seeing Thomas's comment. I've got the under here in this one. I almost agree wholeheartedly, right? That little window, if it does end up getting up to 51, it could easily, for sure, right? We know it's going to be some fireworks here a little bit, but 55.5 just kind of crosses the line for me. I got to draw the line somewhere, and I've got to take the under in this one. It will be tough enough, I think, for the Commanders, who have looked okay for sure on defense of late as they've gotten kind of towards the playoff portion of the season a little bit. You're going to have some playoff defense to have even a chance in this game. So I'll end up on the under here. Let's see. Billy says Lions run the football and win. Tom Reghard, good morning. Maybe not as much from you guys in this one because maybe the big total, the big spread here. Fernando under in this one. What's Thomas saying here? He's going to play all the dogs and totals. Toucan here today. Good to have Toucan. He'll say maybe they'll get a touchdown early and he can actually take it maybe under 60 or something here. Redbeard says Lions get this win, but come on. It's going to be tough to cover that basically double-digit spread. Philly Eagle Flyer talking about how he's going to shave these points a little bit. And Zoe Faye says, you got good, accurate quarterbacks, and the Lions here, hey, don't want to bury the lead, I guess, really with Montgomery coming back, and you got the law firm backfield, the Montgomery Gibbs. And Billy says if Washington turns it over too much, the Lions will get it. Redbeard going under here as well. I'll just take my lumps if it goes over in this one. If it does, I've got to think that helps the Commanders, right? Being able to, score. Yeah, there are plenty of questions about the Detroit defense for the most part, but you're not going to hate on them here for a 2-loss season. They probably have still done pretty well. All right. Sharpie says you can't just look back at last week. If you were, you wouldn't even have any results for some of the teams for these number one seeds a little bit. All right. Billy doesn't like the Commanders. That's all there is to it. He says go back to at least football team. All right. I think that's it for you guys. And I'll take the under. So I'm on the over in the first game. I'm on the under in the second game. Enjoy the games today in the NFL. All right. We're going to take a look here at the NBA tonight. I don't know how fast we should go or how slow we should go, but we've got to touch on the steam first around the clock here with everything that's coming in. I think I probably got 10 games we got to catch up on here with Oakland and Detroit. We got some steam here coming in with this one with the Golden Grizzlies and the Titans. This one was 134. Well, yeah, 134 here. This is at 1 Eastern, 10 Pacific. It was 134.5. We're down to 133.5 here, maybe with Oakland and Detroit. Steam coming in on the under. Also, Eastern Kentucky on that added board here. The extra board game with Eastern Kentucky today. This one was EKU minus 13, but they're up to minus 14 right now. EKU taking the steam against Bellarmine today. Also, steam came in. Winthrop and Asheville in their matchup. This one's kind of let's see here, early start here in this one, 2 Eastern and 11 Pacific. Winthrop and Asheville. Game total going over here at 165.5 up to 166.5 right now. Also, Elon and Delaware. Here's some steam to the under. The steam came in earlier on Delaware, drove them up from 1 to 1.5, maybe 2. And then the steam has come in on the under with Elon and Delaware was 150 down to 149 or so here with Elon College, not the guy who blew up his own rocket there by mistake. And the steam came in on the under with Elon and Delaware. UMKC in North Dakota, steam to the under here. It was 146.5, call it 145.5 right now here with UMKC and North Dakota, steam to the under. Also, early game, top of the board, steam to the under here, Creighton and Connecticut. It was 147 down to 146 right now with Creighton and Connecticut, steam to the under. Also, VMI in an early one here, 1 Eastern, 10 Pacific. VMI was a 1.5 point dog. It's pick 'em now with VMI taking the steam against the Citadel. All right. Thought we had that. Didn't we have that Alabama, Kentucky? Maybe I was wrong. Here it is. Alabama and Kentucky. It's a little stale now, but they steam that under. The Sharps, they just play numbers. I mean, come on. This thing feels like it should be a wild game today, right? I've got it in the previews here momentarily, but I will just say right now that the steam came in on the under at 178. We're down to 177, it feels like right now. I'm going to take a good look at this one. 177 at the sharpest book here in Las Vegas right now. So steam came in on the under here in this one with Alabama and Kentucky. That's the high total of the day for sure. Also, in the NHL, steam came in. Golden Knights and Blackhawks game to go over. It was 6, but now you can juice that up, maybe even call it 6.5. Let's see here right now with Vegas and the Blackhawks. It is 6.5 under, minus 115 or so, but it was mostly 6 over. So steam to the over with Vegas and Chicago tonight. Also, NBA. We got to have some NBA steam, don't we? The Houston Rockets took the steam against the Trailblazers. The Rockets were a 10-point favorite on the road, but they have moved up here for sure. Right now, the Rockets are 11 and a half at some of the squarer books around. Steam came in on the Rockets against the Trailblazers. Also, Wichita State took some steam in their college basketball game today against, you guys were talking about it, East Carolina. Wichita State was a 3.5-point favorite, up to 4.5 or so. Wichita State took that steam against your Pirates. And UTEP took steam here. UTEP in their matchup today took the steam here again. Oh, we mentioned that. So I'm all caught up. Oh, man, I could save 10 seconds there if I could write all these down in prompt fashion. All right, we're getting ready to go here, but here comes another steam move right now on the extra board with the Jacksonville Dolphins here in their matchup. Jacksonville taking the steam here right now against Central Arkansas. They were a 12-point favorite, but they're up to 13 and a half here. Actually, they were a 12.5-point favorite, up to 13 and a half, it looks like, coming with Central Arkansas and Jacksonville. All right, hopefully you enjoy the format here of the show. Hope I don't interrupt. I mean, other than that, we're just talking about my plays today. We're not going to break much down in a card like this. So, system play. Let's see here. I'll just get into the matchups here. Good morning to Alvin. Good morning to Jake. And let's go. Oops. Did I get the what's first? There we go. Suns and Pistons. One late afternoon game here for sure in the NBA tonight with the Pistons and the Suns. The Suns come in here right now up to a 2.5-point favorite, and the total has dropped pretty rapidly here to 225.5. So the Suns on the road here, they're getting the move, getting the action in this one against the Pistons. And, well, I guess the Suns are ready to – are they really ready to just turn it around right now against the, red hot? Well, I don't know about red hot, but certainly we know the Pistons have done a pretty terrific job. Now, the Suns have showed a little bit of signs of life here on the road. Look, both these teams have basically the same records, but Phoenix has been, on a little bit of a run here right now. They're off of a win here over Washington, but they did not cover. Even in the wins that they had against Charlotte, against Utah, they didn't cover those. The Charlotte game might have been a push, But again, you're expecting a Suns team to go on the road here. They're 8-16 against the spread as a favorite. Detroit's 16-11 against the spread as a dog. And, you want to tell me that the Suns are going to go out and not only get this number, but they are kind of getting the action of the I say of the public, maybe it's more of the sharps because I'm showing the public heavy on Detroit here in this one and heavy to the over, but the total continues to move down in this one. So go ahead. Let me see what you have here in this one. I don't want to take too long on these NBA games, but it certainly is intriguing. Phoenix has owned this series for sure, winning 7 of the last 8 matchups between the two teams here. That's basically the sample out of the bubble for the most part. But Detroit has covered 10 of the last 13 years here at home against Phoenix. So it's been a tough stop anyway. I don't know if you can put too much into the long-term season series trend, but maybe it is a little bit tougher. Detroit has won 7 of their last 9 games. Suns have won 4 of their last 5. All right. Anything here, gang? We'll see how it goes with the chat today. Hello to Tex today as well. And the sports betting Patrick likes Kentucky. Jermaine's on the Pistons here. Our Thompson's on the Pistons here today. And Robert likes the over in this one. He's kind of says, hey, you want to move this total lower? That's only going to make it better for me. He wants to go over in this one. Phoenix has gone over in 3 straight games right now. They had gone under, remember, in, 10, 11 in a row, and now they're starting to turn around. Now, the funny thing is, right, they hit the road. Maybe there's less defense because they're 12-7 to the over on the road, despite that run of 10 or 11 straight unders where most of it was happening, I guess, at home a little bit. And the Pistons are 16-11 to the over as an underdog. So, okay, let's see here anymore. Otherwise, I'll make the call here in this one. Textile says Detroit in the first quarter. Zoe Faye says the Suns cover. Tom Regard like the Suns. You guys like the Suns here. Well, I think it's split because Jermaine and Art Tom's there on Detroit. So I'm going to take the under in this one with Phoenix and Detroit. Yeah, I just explained that maybe these two these two in this scenario been maybe towards the over, but I think the sharps might have it right here. Obviously, the move is on the under here. You have, I don't know, I don't know. They always say to, question those numbers that come out of the line services and the sports books. And you got 19 out of every 20 tickets on the Pistons and the over, yet the line is moving to the Suns and the under. So usually that's supposed to be, the sharps are on the Suns and the under. So, all right, Texas on Detroit here. Jermaine says, don't forget, Suns have been struggling against these, on these road teams right now. But they did do it against Washington. They still didn't cover. Remember, we had Washington in that game. Fernando's holding up the walls again, leaning to the under. All right, give me the under in this one with Phoenix and Detroit. We got a couple more steamers in here, it feels like. Bellarmine and Eastern Kentucky. Here's some steam. I think we already talked about the side in that one, right? With Eastern Kentucky taking that steam. Now here's a move to the under. It was 153 down to 152. It's official. Eastern Kentucky and Bellarmine steamed to the under. They also steamed Eastern Kentucky, remember, a little while ago. Hey, we don't ignore them here. We talk about all the moves. And right now, coming in one here, Alcorn against Texas Southern. Texas Southern was an 8.5-point favorite, but I believe they are going to go all the way down to 7. A little bit of a maybe already there. I'm showing the slide coming in right now. Alcorn taking the steam against Texas Southern. Also, hockey action here with more steam with the whoops. Oh, no. Gosh. There it is. The Vegas Golden Knights. I knew it was coming. I could see it on the screen of the Vegas Golden Knights, and the screen was lit up, and I'm like, I'm sure that was what was going to come up. Vegas was a 225 favorite. Bet Online now has them at 245. Even the sharpest book here in Vegas has them at 230. Vegas has taken this road steam against the Blackhawks tonight. Going to be hard to deny them, I would think, in that one. All right, let's go to the next game in the NBA. We'll try to get these games in as best we can. Billy was on Phoenix here. And let's keep it going right now with the Hawks and the Celtics in this one. Maybe we'll just go with Nate. I think I'm just 2-4 or 2-2 in the last four Celtics games here right now. Maybe I'm kind of coming back down to earth a little bit. I know I've been talking a lot of stuff here about my ability to get these games right with the Celtics, and with Nate, I want to do that, but I think it's coming kind of back down to maybe normal here. But again, you have the same scenario where Boston, yeah, they smashed yesterday, and Nate had it right, of course, as he always does. But uh, again, I was trying to think that maybe you would save up here. I don't think it's like a look ahead when you're going up against the Hawks, but you still have the same type of trends here in this game for Boston, right? They've failed to cover. They're 1-13 against the spread right now when coming off of a win. No ifs, ands, or buts. 1-13 against the spread. The great Boston Celtics when coming off of a win. That's basically, they have 29 wins. That's basically the half their wins here since, the season started, this little streak uh, that they're on, right? They've lost a few here and there, but they always seem to fail next time out. I mean, to me, those are hard trends to buck. That is all in the mind, right? That's all in the mind and the overvalued of the cell. As much as Nate comes in here, you're still talking about the Boston Celtics. They're always going to be, laying a little bit of a tax. It seems like that's why they're 8-14 against the spread at home, 16-22 against the spread as a favorite. Atlanta, they're not good against the spread, but as an underdog, they're 13-11. So they do find a way to sometimes get the money here. Now Boston, certainly should win this game. They're 13-1 on a back-to-back. Remember, they're a team that performs well on the back-to-back, at least winning the game, but getting the money, that might be more tough here. Atlanta, they also, right? Did they? No, they were off yesterday, right? So let me get your plays on this one. I won't go. We can't spend too long on these, but man, I just get so excited. Boston's won 8 of the last 10 meetings against the Hawks, but Atlanta's covered 4 of the last 5 meetings against Boston. All right, here we go with Hawks spread for Kane. Billy rarely takes an under in an NBA game. Billy and I are going to have trouble with this subscription package here. He's going to feel, but Billy, don't, you know what? Like I said, you should, even if you ignored all my unders, I'm not saying you would. I'm just saying you should actually receive the same type of percentage if I'm doing my job correctly. So you don't have to play everything. I'm a high volume capper, and you guys might play. I will be playing, probably lower amounts than many of you as I play the landscape. I'll have as much money on the card, certainly, as a hardcore player, but mostly on all the bets that I make across the board. There, quarters, halves, not quarter. I'm talking about unit size, quarter, half, 3/4 to 1 unit is kind of the way I just send everything out just as a one release bill. I don't have any ratings on them yet. People have asked to kind of maybe sharpen up the ratings a little bit of my plays, and I'm considering that. All right. I have a good feeling. I love the Saturday night NBA. Usually, I feel like that's time to hit it a little bit. Patrick, sports betting Patrick's got his comment here. Hawks money line for Nunya in this one, maybe. Yeah. Billy says Atlanta, no defense. It does hurt them. And Robert on Atlanta, Tom on Atlanta as well. Fernando going over here in this one. 7 of the last 10 meetings between these two teams have gone over. So, okay, I better make a call here. We only got a million more games to go. I'm going to take the over in this one with Atlanta and Boston. Look, I might have a premium here. I think you all know what I'm thinking about this game. I'm not going to change right now, even if the Celtics have failed to kind of adhere to their script over the last couple of games. I still think they're still that same team a little bit. All right, Celtics Atlanta over for Johnny. We're on the same page there.
Final.
And thank you, Zoe, for all your stats. Trevor Davis here today likes Atlanta as well. That's it, I think, from you guys. Maybe in this one, I'll give you a second here while I move on to the graphic. Try to fit in more steam right now, shall we? How about Wright State and Northern Kentucky? Here is some steam in this one to the over here right now with Wright. And Northern Kentucky, I think we already talked about this one, right? On the oh, no, this is our first glance. So it was 139, and now it is up to, wow, 141 here in this one with Wright and Northern Kentucky. Some pretty serious steam there on that one to the over, maybe even 141 and a half. That's one of the biggest moves right now that we're seeing. How about Bradley and Murray State? We're seeing some steam here to the under for sure in this one. It was 136. We're down to 135 here right now with Bradley and Murray State. That's probably something to look at for sure now. Wow, the moves are coming in. Oh, here it was. Okay, I missed the steam that came in. I'm reading it off to you anyway, but Northern Kentucky did take steam in that matchup. So we just talked about the total in that game with Northern Kentucky and Wright State to the over, but the steam also came in on Northern Kentucky. They were a pick 'em, maybe -1, -1.5, but they're a 2-point favorite here. Northern Kentucky took the steam against Wright State. All right. I think that is going to do it here for the moment. Of Bonaventure and Duquesne steam to the over here. It was 128. We'll call it 129 here right now with steam to the over, Bonaventure and Duquesne. All right, let's keep it going here right now with our next matchup in the NBA. It's the 76ers taking on the Pacers here. The Pacers are an 8-point favorite here in this one. No, they're not. They're more than that. I know that for sure. This big card, I typed these lines in hours ago to get ready for this card today. The Pacers are showing 10 right now at Bovada. Yeah, the Sixers maybe a little bit of juice to take that. We would call it 9.5, but man, we're seeing as high as 10 here right now, and the total has moved here to a higher 224 here in this 76ers and the Pacers tonight in this one. Let's see here. Take a look at some of the numbers. The Sixers are on a losing streak again right now. They've lost 4 in a row coming into this one. The Pacers have been playing pretty well here. They're off of a win against Detroit, 111-100 a couple of nights ago. They lost to Cleveland after beating them, remember, in that 2 games in 3 nights at a little bit of home and home there in that one, but they're kind of on a cover streak here right now. Indiana's covered 8 of the last 10 games overall, and the Sixers continue to be one of the worst teams against the spread in the league, 13-24 overall. Give them credit on the road. They're 9-10 against the spread, but that's only because they're 4-14 against the spread at home. So maybe they've fared a little bit better on the road, but can you really trust them in any role at this point? They're such a poor performing outfit, it seems. What do you have here with the Pacers here? Again, they've actually, I mentioned that road spread record, 9-10. They've actually covered several of the road games here of late. They're performing much better on the road right now and going 8-4 in their last 12 games on the road. So they're getting, plenty of points here now. Obviously, in this one, Indiana's gone under in 7 straight games as a favorite, and here it is, the spread kind of moving higher, the total moving higher here. So, all right, you guys can chime in here in this one. I only mention it because, like I said, as a favorite, maybe there is some improved defense for Indiana, but the total's definitely moving over. I think 5 straight meetings between the two teams have gone over. The last 5 meetings between these semi-frequent opponents here have also gone over here. And right now, Philadelphia 11-8 to the over on the road, and Indiana 11-7 to the over at home. But let's see what you guys have. Maybe you can talk me out of this one a little bit and see what you have. Cash Kane likes the Sixers in this one. And Fernando says it's a Celtics smash spot today. You think a little bit of revenge, I think is what he's saying. Nunya talking about that one as well. Tex talking about the injury report here. We might as well chime in a little bit here. I didn't mention the last game, but Trae Young, he is probable in that game for the Hawks. KP could rest today. Big Al could rest, but you figure at that position, if they're going to rest, they're not going to rest them both, but maybe the Celtics could be a little thin in the middle tonight. Embiid, of course, he's out of this game. That's reflected there in the spread. Drummond is probable. PG does have the questionable tag, as does everybody's favorite Yabusele here as well. But Kyle Lowry is out of this one. Caleb Martin out of this game as well. Mathurin is probable here after serving that suspension. So, all right, let's see here. That might be it from you guys. I see some good comments in there. Robert's on the over here in this one. And Thomas says Atlanta's the Atlanta Hawks for the number 2 consensus there in that other game, taking all those points. That's good to know. I'll ride with you guys there. Maybe I talked you guys into it. Did see a few people saying we didn't hear Nate, though. I don't think I hope he's still here, but I don't think we got the Celtics smash. I did learn this weekend from somebody they were talking about. They said if Nate talks player props, he's not on the Celtics. Hope that's right, Nate. They were probably just paraphrasing. All right. 76ers team total under possibly here for Fernando. And Zoe Faye likes the Pacers here in this one. All right. Yeah, pretty big move, it feels like, on the pace here tonight. I'll take the Pacers to roll the 76ers here and keep it going with the bad spread record. All right. I got more steam to report right now. We'll never finish this show. That's okay. We'll just be. I got news for you guys. The steam is coming in right now on the Atlanta Hawks. This one's down here for sure to 10. A big move. The Sharps obviously watching this show here, and listening to me and you guys maybe too. Amazing consensus play comes in here on the Hawks, and the spread is moving for sure. You can look at it right now everywhere. I don't think anybody's going to disagree. It was 11 when we started the NBA segment. It's 10 now for sure. So you guys are moving the line out there on that one. All right, I'm on the pace in that one. Here, also Nunya went with the Pacers. Alvin's got his play of the day out there. And I appreciate that, Alvin. He says, look, I just try to touch on every game. I'm not picking every game to, say I'm going to go 12-0, right, or something like that. You got it, Alvin. I just try to help them a little bit, give them a little bit of a edge with the stats that we give, right? Tom Reghard on the Sixers there. Appreciate that, Alvin. Great job. All right. Let's move on to the next one. Well, let's see. We had the steam that came in. I'm sure you guys heard it there. North Dakota taking some steam here in college basketball right now. We already mentioned the under in that game taking the steam with Kansas City and North Dakota. And now North Dakota was a 1.5 point favorite. Looks like they're going to be 2.5 or so here in that game against Missouri, Kansas City today. All right, let's get to the next NBA game right now with the Wizards taking on the Warriors. Here in this one, you got the Warriors, a 13.5 comma. Let's fix that up a little bit. There we go with the Warriors, 13.5. Now, where's my comma? All right, there we go. We got the Warriors 13.5, the total 229, it looks like right now. Golden State's won and covered 5 straight meetings between these two teams. The overs come in 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams. They meet just twice a year. Also, 6 of the last 8 years between these two teams here in Golden State have gone over the total when these two teams have met. You got a Golden State team that's been covering for sure of late. I think it's 5 in a row right now. They've covered despite 3 losses in that span here. I'm sorry, 5 in a row. Again, 5 in a row against Washington. Let me get it right here. Washington has been struggling for sure. They've lost 15 straight road games right now. They are also on a big-time losing streak at this point. They did get the money here in their last 2 games. They were getting 11.5 against Phoenix, got the money. They were getting 14.5 against Minnesota, and they got the money. So they still aren't tremendous on the road. 5-10 against the spread on the road. The Warriors aren't really profitable or anything, but nonetheless, playing a weak foe here for sure. See what you guys might have in this one with Washington and Golden State. Not one we need to spend a lot of time on here, I think, right? Let's see here. Yeah, shouldn't be too long on this game. Cash Kane says take Washington, and that might be it. That might be it. The widely reported steam did come in on the under in this game, but it was as high as 231 at some openers. We're down to 228 or so right now, and that's the way I'm going. I'm taking the under in this one with the Wizards and Golden State. All right, got some steam right now here on game in college basketball. It's St. John's and Seton Hall. This one getting steamed right now to the under here at 138 or so. Was 138.5. We're down to 137.5 right now with the steam coming in with St. John's going up against Seton Hall. All right, the Cavaliers going to take on the Timberwolves. Pretty good game here in this one with the Cavs coming in a 7-point favorite, total 227 or so right now in this one. It was 6 or so, but we see a little move here on the Cavs coming off that second loss in 3 games, believe it or not. Remember, they lost to OKC by 20 points there the other night, and they lost that game to Indiana before they were able to rebound against the Pacers, of course. But let me just sell my Solana over here, you guys. This Solana has been, obviously, all the cryptos have been on fire here with all the talk and the Trump meme coin or something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and sell this Solana here up 9%. I know I'm interrupting the show, but got to do what you got to do there. All right. That's good enough for me. I'll take my take my little profit. That's what I do. But when they tell me the cryptos are going down, you buy it. When it's going up, you sell it. Apparently, that's a formula. All right. Cavaliers and Timberwolves here in this one. You've got Cleveland now. Yeah, they've lost 2 of their last 3, but they still won 13 of 15. That means, and still Cleveland strong against the number 12 and 4, 24 and 12 against the spread as a favorite. Minnesota just 4 and 14 against the spread at home. The one thing they do cover is when they're an underdog. However, 4 and 2 against the spread as an underdog are the Minnesota Timberwolves. So, give them some credit in that role. But again, they've just been poor at home for the most part, and poor as a favorite. But as a dog, they've certainly been a little bit better. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two infrequent opponents have gone under the total, but Cleveland's gone over in 8 of their last 9 games overall. Coming into this one, the Timberwolves have failed to cover the spread in 7 straight games at home. That's kind of led to that poor record against the spread. So Cleveland seems to beat up on these Western Conference teams, but you still got to lay a little bit of a number here in this one. Cleveland may be a bounce back team, but still taking on a decent Minnesota team here. Yeah, they're slightly above 500, right at 22 and 19. So Evan Mobley questionable in this one. Shannon Jr. is questionable for Minnesota. DiVincenzo questionable as well. See if you like the NBA game here tonight. Missed one here. Robert Franklin was on the Wizards. Cash Kane likes the Cavs. He thinks they'll win it by double digits here in this one. And Jermaine liking over in the Bryant game today. Fernando says they're coming to get him. I hope not, Fernando. We'll figure it out. Right? You can't, anybody, like they say, we want people to. Fernando's our man. Come on, we can't. But as much as Fernando contributes to not only his great sports picks, but holding up these walls. All right, Tom's on the Wizards. I won't let it happen. All right. Cavs to smash, says Robert. All right. I guess that's it for you guys in this one with the Cavaliers and the Timberwolves here. And I got to make my call. And I want to check out one last move here, see if I make sure I got this one right. All right. I'm going to take the Minnesota Timberwolves in this one as my play. Poor against the spread. They're doing okay as an underdog here. This one may actually go up. It feels like even further. I'm starting to see it get juiced at DraftKings a little bit. So 2/3 of the tickets are on Cleveland for sure. It's heavy to the over in this one. Overwhelming pick on the over here with Cleveland and Minnesota. I don't know if I'm into that. All right, a little bit more steam coming in here right now with Murray State taking some steam here in college basketball. The Racers taking the steam in their matchup against Bradley today. I kind of worry about Bradley's ability to score points in this matchup actually with Murray. We'll see how it goes, but we already talked about that steam coming in on the under, and I thought that was a solid play. And now the steam coming in on Murray, I would expect that to be the fact that Bradley will have trouble offensively possibly in this game against Murray here today. All right, keep it going. It's our last NBA game right now, believe it or not, with the Rockets taking on the Trailblazers here in this one. The steam came in, as we said, on the Rockets already while we were on the air here from minus 10 right now. We're up to 11.5. The total down to 223 in this one with the Rockets on the road. We know how strong the Rockets have been here on the road this season. I mean, that's been part of their main success, it feels like right now. Let me get the right total up here. And maybe I'll add a little half point there right now. Let me mention this one, though, real quick while we're talking some steam coming in. I'll wait. Here we go. Rockets here in this one against the Trailblazers. Houston is 12-7 against the spread on the road this season. Portland 20-16 against the spread as an underdog. Portland also 12-7 to the over at home, but 16-20 to the under as an underdog. For the Trailblazers here, Portland usually struggles covering these numbers at home, though, as a double-digit underdog. The sample size stretches a little bit, but Portland has lost 4 straight games at home right now, 3 on this homestand. They lost to Miami, lost to Brooklyn, lost to the Clippers, did not cover. They were underdogs in 2 of those games, and of course they got blowed out by Brooklyn at home. Despite Brooklyn's up and down trip, they were able to beat up the Blazers in that game. So Blazers are struggling big time for sure right now, and maybe that steam is reflective of Houston kind of keeps it going. They did lose to Sacramento last time out, 132-127 as a 5-point favorite to snap their winning streak. So let's see if you guys can get together on this one with our last NBA game here. All right. Tom went with the T-Wolves. Elliott's going to start us off here, though, with the Rockets here in this one. Cash Kane on the Rockets as well. Trevor Davis is on the Rockets, too. A lot of support here for the Rockets. Could it be? Maybe we could use 1 or 2 more, but that's pretty good. We don't have so far, but the one consensus play in basketball and Kansas City money line. So, all right, maybe we can make the call here. Houston 5-1, their last 6 against the spread on the road. They've won 6 of their last 7 on the road. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these 2 teams have gone over, and Portland's gone over in 8 of their last 10 games overall. So, the move has definitely been to the low, it feels like here. That's kind of the way I wanted to go, but let's see here. Oh, yeah, the Rockets are going to be, there's Robert, gives us another Rockets. So it feels like the Rockets are going to be a consensus play. Our Thompson's on the over, though, here in this one, but I don't usually what happened to the Trailblazers, right? They seem to be making some progress, but like I said, they're still above 500 as an underdog, but Thomas says the consensus play is on the Rockets. So, I don't usually disagree with our Toms. We're usually lockstep, but I am taking the under in this one with Houston and Portland right now. Look, there's no doubt that Houston does seem to go over a little bit in this situation, especially as a road favorite. But Portland is 16-20, the under as a dog. So I'll take the under in this one. That's it for the NBA. We got a big big hockey card. We're going to roll through here, hopefully, and get it done in about 30 minutes. I want to get off the air in time for some of this college basketball, but you can get my best college basketball plays right now over at winnable.com if you want to get loaded up with me. Got 11 plays, I think, up there right now. Hopefully, Billy and I can figure it out. And Billy, there's some other ways to contact me if you're having trouble. I can DM you the card or something like that. We'll definitely work around this. I'll extend you a couple of days in there. You're a great supporter of the show, and I don't want anybody to have a bad experience, certainly, with me. All right, you know what? The steam just came on, you guys. The Detroit Pistons in that game against the Suns, right? We already said the Suns were taking the move. But here comes the real move now. Was it a head fake? It was, as I said, 2.5 before? It's already back down to 1.5.
Final.
On this widely reported steam with the Detroit Pistons. You might be getting my card later today, but I think you already knew what I was doing in that game, and that's why I refused to balk there and be swayed by that steam move. Like, well, sometimes I am, but I was ready to fade it. I think I made it clear. Colorado and Oklahoma State here, steam to the over in this one with the Buffs and the Cowboys. In this one, we're seeing steam to the over here. It was 145, but we're up to 146 right now with steam to the over Colorado and Oklahoma State. Also, steam to the over here in the matchup tonight with San Diego and Loyola Marymount. We already said San Diego was taking the steam against LMU, and man, just hasn't worked out for Lavin and my Toreros, but maybe today they can hang in against LMU. This total was 141, but it's going to be down to 139 if it's not already. I expect it to fall here. San Diego and Loyola, steam coming in on the under officially here. I say officially, it's just at the line service. They might have an automatic trigger there, but there's some steam coming in on the Calgary Flames here in this one in their matchup tonight. Calgary is taking the steam in the game here with the Winnipeg Jets. It was Winnipeg minus 225, but right now it's at least 210, maybe even just $2 with the steam coming in on the Flames on the road against the Jets tonight. All right, let's start our hockey coverage right now. And Tom Reghard, like the Blazers there. All right, here we go. With our hockey card, there is one early start here at 12:30 Eastern and 9:30 Pacific with the Flyers taking on the New Jersey Devils here in this one. And maybe the Flyers showing a little bit of life.
System playing.
Here, they're so inconsistent. Sometimes I'm just making up words to fill the airtime here with the way I describe it. But you got to give them a little bit of credit here, fighting their way to 500, having won 3 of their last 4 games overall, doing a pretty good job. And the Devils have actually lost 2 straight here right now. But they're still like a $2 favorite.
Final.
Here in this one. You got Philadelphia right now wins over the Islanders, Florida, and Anaheim here in their last 4 games. They did lose to Columbus. For the Devils, they're coming in off consecutive losses to Toronto and Florida. They're on a long streak of failing to cover any puck lines here of late. Meanwhile, Philadelphia 8-3 against the puck line here in their last 11 games. And 5-2 on the road on the puck line in their last 7. So they usually hang in there pretty good. They're 15-9 on the puck line on the road. New Jersey 15-25 as a puck line favorite. 7 of the last 8 games for New Jersey have gone under. Also, 9 of the last 10 games for New Jersey at home have gone under. Right now, the total in this one is mostly 6 under at this point. And I think $2 is a pretty fair price. All right, let's see if you got hockey plays today. That'll maybe determine how fast we're going to go through these. If you guys are really into the hockey here, let me know. But I'm going to go to the chat, see what you have in this one with... Here's maybe Cash Cane's on the under here. Could have been the Rockets game. I'm not sure. But here's Robert. He's on the under in this one. Philly Eagle Flyer likes the under. R. Tomps likes the under. Flyers and under for, Cash said already under, but also likes the Flyers. But Jake's on the under. That's a lot of unders here. We almost have a consensus under in the matchup with the Flyers and the Devils. Let me see what's going on in goalie land today. Of course, we got this huge card with just about everybody playing off of last night's 2-game schedule. All right, Urson is confirmed in goal here, and Urson had 26 saves in that 5-3 win over the Islanders. He's 12-7-2 overall. Here's Tom on the Devils here in this one. All right. I'm on the Flyers puck line here, though. For me, I'm going to give them a chance here against the Devils to hang in there and get this puck line today. If it's going to be an under, I think that helps. And look at this. Thomas says it is a consensus play. We don't have those too often, Thomas, a little consensus total in the NHL, but we got a sophisticated group here. Hey, Robert Franklin today here says take the draw, regulation draw. All right. Steam just came in just now, so that's what we do here is keep everybody abreast on these college basketball plays from all over the country. Maybe help you out a little bit if you're on one or the other, but here is Steam to the over, Eastern Illinois and Tennessee State. It was 142. We're up to 143 right now. Eastern Illinois and Tennessee State, Steam to the over. Next up in hockey is another standalone here, with the Bruins and the Senators here in this one, with the Senators favored minus 135, 5.5 under at minus 115. Here we got more lows, if you know what I mean. Take a look at the matchup, though, with the Boston coming in 22-19-5, Ottawa 22-18-4. So a pretty even matchup. Boston's won 2 straight here right now over Tampa Bay and Florida. They took a trip down to Florida. They actually played Tampa 2 of the last 3 and split with them. But Ottawa's off a loss here against Washington at home in that 1-0 game in overtime. We had the under in that one. It was 0-0 after the end of regulation, but it did snap Ottawa's 3-game losing streak last time out. For Ottawa here, they've gone under right now in 7 straight games overall. They are 8-12 to the under as a favorite, 13-26 to the under overall. Most of their unders have kind of come on the road, but they're still going under at home, 7-10 to the under. Boston's an over team, pretty much for sure here, 12-6 to the over as an underdog, 13-10 to the over. On the road. So let's see what you want to do, though, here in this one with Boston and Ottawa here. 9 of the last 11 meetings between these two teams here have gone under. Ottawa's also covered the puck line in 7 of the last 8 meetings between the two teams. I've got the Ottawa Senators here in this one. I'm going to take them as a little favorite here at $1.35 against the Bruins today. They're up to $1.40 at some of the square shops here in this one. And we've got Jermaine might be under in this one. I don't know. Here's Cash Canes on the under in this one for sure, though. Here's Senators money line and under for Philly Eagle Flyer, but Cash Cane likes the Bruins here. Philly Eagle Flyer took it up to 6.5 and put it in a little parlay. R. Thompson's on the under here for sure. Boston and under for Zoe. Robert likes the under as well. So we got some under support for sure in this game. I'll take Ottawa as my play. Fernando says maybe it'll be a draw. Regulation draw here. Stars and Avalanche, and we've already seen the steam come in on Dallas here in this game. I don't know. I guess you could respect that, right? Dallas has won 6 of their last 7 games on the road, but Colorado still 6-2 at home. Last 8, both teams coming in off of a loss here right now. Still, Colorado 24-12 as a favorite. Dallas has only been an underdog 5 times. They are 2-3 in the underdog role. They've won 8 of their last 10. They're hot. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone under here in Colorado. We already know that Dallas is, the under team. It feels like 12-28 to the under, 6-12 to the under on the road, 1-7-2 to the under in their last 10 games. Colorado's 3-6-1 to the under in their last 10, but Colorado is 15-7 to the over at home. However, 16-19 to the under is a favorite. So we see Crystal Palace celebrating the goal here, but Mateta celebrating here, kicking the pylon and celebrating a goal here on the road for Palace here in early second half action. All right, Dallas has gone under in 5 straight games coming in. Colorado's had some definite success here at home of late, for sure. Let's see what you guys have here. This one might be a little tricky today. Right, Andrew says it's getting cold. Matt's going over here in this one. Sir Mackey likes Creighton and hoops. Cash Kane's leading the Avs. Philly Eagle Flyers going over in this one. Zoe says the Avs been going over in the day games. And played no defense. And Robert's on the Avs here. Jake Dye is on the Avs. Says there's a snowstorm in Denver. All right. I guess I'll make my call here in this one. And the next one, I got some news on for sure, but all right, I don't know if I can help myself, but the total is down here, right, to 6 for the most part now. So, I'm sorry, I'm 5.5 here, juice to the under, right? So, I'm going to take the under as my play in Dallas and Colorado. Little bit hesitant, I think, just because, like I said, I mean, Dallas is going to the over 3 out of 5 as a dog, and Colorado always goes to the over at home, 15-7. All right. Next one up, we do have some steam that came in, so we'll have to update this one because it's a big move for sure. Now, let me cover a few more here real quick with Drake and Indiana State. We're seeing some steam in this one to the under. It was 143 down to 141, 140.5 here. Drake and Indiana State. That's a big steam move with Drake and Indiana State to the under. Now, here we go with this one with the Panthers and the Ducks. The steam just came in on the Panthers a short time ago. We're seeing them up to a $4 favorite here at a lot of spots here right now in this one. So we'll see. Maybe that means Gibby's not in goal here. I'm going to take a peek at it. But
Goalies.
Getting a lot of goalie updates here right now as we speak. So just the fact that it moved 20 cents or so. Sam is going to be in goal for Montreal today. That's the one that just came in. I think that might be a bit of a surprise. But anyways, here with the Anaheim and Florida, Knight is confirmed in goal for Florida today. Knight with a 2.6 goals against average. We know the Ducks have been pretty solid here on the puck line of late. I mean, extremely competitive every time they go out there. They're 18-21 overall. Florida, 26-17. But Anaheim, even though they lose these games, they seem to cover the puck line here. Whatever the price is, and if it's going to be a little bit jacked up like this, I might have to just consider them again here right now. For Anaheim, they are 28-14 as a puck line underdog. Meanwhile, Florida 13-22 as a puck line favorite. So, I mean, this thing's a good.
Steam play.
It was as low as $3. It felt like last night. All right, Go ahead here. Anaheim, not only have they been covering all these puck lines, they've also covered the puck line in 5 straight seasons here in Florida. They always cover the puck line here when they come to Sunrise. So Florida has won 5 of the last 7 meetings, but the Ducks usually get the money. They've also covered the puck line in 4 of the last 5 meetings overall, even though Florida's won 7 of the last 8 meetings. It's just a 1 goal game every time, pretty much. Listen to these scores. They haven't met this year, but and the last game they played last year about this time, it's almost exactly a year ago, right here in Sunrise, 5-4 Anaheim. Before that, 2-1 Florida, 4-3 Florida, 5-3 Florida, and 3-2 Florida. It's usually a 1 goal game. Give me Anaheim plus the 1.5 here in this one. I'll take them on the puck line. They're plus money, I think, with that puck line dog tag. So see what you guys have in this one. And Tom took the stars on the puck line there. Here's Jake. He says Ducks first period money line and full game puck line. Zoe there, maybe. Robert says on the under here, Ducks puck line for Robert Franklin. All right. I'm on the Ducks here, obviously. Had some more steam come in just moments ago. Let's take a look and see what we got with Georgia Tech and Florida State. Seeing some steam here in this one to the under. It was 148. We're down to 147, maybe even 146.5 here. Steam to the under, Georgia Tech and Florida State. Also, just moments ago, Buffalo and Western Michigan. This one getting steamed to the under. It was 155.5. We're down to 154 here in this one with Buffalo and Western Michigan. All right, next up on the ice, it's the Maple Leafs and the Canadiens. You only get one shot to see this matchup. I saw this matchup one time as my only trip to the old Montreal Forum, not the new, I don't even say it's new, but, a modern arena that the Canadians played in. I mean, the old school Montreal Forum. The game I went to back, it was, was it 1996? But I remember it, when you go to a place you always wanted to go. This is the NHL Network game tonight here on Hockey Night. Final score of that night, 7-0 in favor of the Canadians at home. There were so many fights. They wouldn't even allow fights today like they were allowing in that game. Montreal's been one of the hottest teams going, man. They've won 8-1-1 in their last 10 games overall. Toronto's still pretty strong, too, coming in 28-16-2. 20-13 as a favorite here. Montreal's covered the puck line in 7 of the last 8 meetings here at home against Toronto. Toronto's won 5 of their last 6 games on the road. They did just snap a 3-game losing streak against New Jersey, 4-3. Before that, they had lost 3 straight. Montreal has a pair of wins in a row against Utah and Dallas on the road. They've been playing well here, about as well as they've been playing for sure all season right now for Montreal. So see if you guys can get into this one with the Habs at home against Leafs. Sam is in there. I guess I did expect Sam there with the goalie tag there. He is confirmed in this one tonight. He's 16-15-3 with a 2.88 goals against, a 90% save percentage coming into this one. So let's hear it for the matchup with Toronto and Montreal here on Hockey Night. Montreal involved in so many 1-goal games right now. It feels like almost every game is either a 1-goal game or the underdog is winning right now. It just seems like it's just an underdog, mostly Montreal, right? But all right, here we go. Catching up here. Here we go. Cash Kane likes the Maple Leafs on the money line. Robert likes Montreal. Robert Frank likes Montreal. Robert McCormick likes Montreal. Our Tumps liking Montreal here. Cash Kane likes the over, and Textiles likes Montreal. Wow, everybody liking the way the Habs are playing right now. Almost a consensus here in the chat. Are we going to have 2 chat consensus hockey plays here in this one? All right. I better make my call here and see, but I might just let you guys handle it. It feels like here. All right. Well, man, so many unders right now for these 2 teams in this series. It feels like, let's see. I want to go over, but the first meeting or the last meeting back in November was 4-1 Toronto at Toronto, but here's Tom on the Canadians puck line. Cash Kane did take the Maple Leafs on the puck line, but Thomas says it was a consensus play on Montreal. So, all right, Habs money line and plus 2.5 in a parlay. I'm going to take the over as my play. You guys are on Montreal consensus. I don't think I'm disagreeing with you guys there for sure. Probably like Montreal, but let's get 2 plays in. Give me the over in that one. All right, next up, I gotta step up on it. Step up here, Flames and Jets in this one. We've already talked about that steam that came in on Calgary here in this matchup. Winnipeg's still like a $1.90 favorite here in this one, but that's still a good 35 cents of value if you think about it on Winnipeg here. I better update that. It does feel like about $1.95 right now. And oh gosh, at some places it's even lower than that. 179 here at a Sharp Book in Vegas. Total about 5.5 over 20 or so right now. Let's take a look at the matchup here with the Flames and the Jets tonight. In Manitoba, you got the Jets coming in here, having won 3 straight games right now coming in. They're also 5-1 in their last 6 games at home against Calgary. And not only that, they're 7-1 on the puck line against Calgary. So, these Sharps are looking to take $2 with a team that just lost back-to-back games to St. Louis, where they only scored 2 goals. But I guess they're going to turn it around here today against a team that they've lost 4 straight games to. So I don't know. I want to take the Jets here on the puck line. I just feel like there's value now. If they steam this one, good for them. 5 of the last 6 meetings between the 2 teams here in Winnipeg have gone under, and Calgary's gone under in 5 of their last 6 games on the road. Winnipeg is 10-13 of the under at home. Give me Winnipeg here on the puck line tonight. I'm going to take the Jets with this discount for sure. All right, Jets puck line for Philly Eagle Flyer. Abel's on the Jets. Cash Kane's on the Jets puck line as well. All right, just moments ago, got some steam that just came in with Denver and St. Thomas. We've got a move here with the Tommies. Denver and St. Thomas, it was 154. We're down to 153 here. Steam to the under with Denver and St. Thomas. More hockey on the way now. Robert took the Jets puck line there. We did have a lot of Jets support there, but maybe half on the puck line, half on the money line. So let's see here. Penguins in their matchup tonight with Washington. Penguins 19-20-8. Washington 30-10-5. We know the Penguins have had some big-time struggles on the road here of late, but still didn't stop the Sharps from coming in on Pittsburgh here and taking this plus money on the road with this team that no doubt has struggled, it feels like, on the road. They are 7-10 on the road overall, but 12-23 as an underdog, and you have a Washington team that's 15-4 at home this season, 6-1-3 in their last 10 games overall. The Capitals here have covered the puck line. Or I'm sorry, the Penguins have covered the puck line in 5 straight meetings here in Washington as they've kind of hung in there against them. 5 straight meetings between these two teams have gone under when playing here in Washington. And this total here continues to, 620, but the line has moved considerably here. It is not $2.15. It is mostly $1.85 or so. So if you like discounts, the Washington Capitals are the discount team here in this one. Get your pick in the chat if you'd like, and I'm going to go over it right now with you guys with the Capitals here. Pittsburgh, and like I said, these road teams just poor, it feels like. But the road team in this series has covered the puck line in 11 straight games. Teams last met in November. Pittsburgh got the 4-2 win. So, man, it's always a 1-goal game for sure here with these two. Here we go. Capitals money line for Cash Kane. Capitals money line for Philly Eagle Flyer as well. It does feel like it's given enough of a discount here to want to consider them. Like I said, Pittsburgh is not necessarily the value. All right. I'm going to go ahead and take them, though. I'll have to take them on the show. I'll take Pittsburgh here, plus 1.5. Like I said, 11 straight games between these two teams. The underdog has covered the puck line. Pittsburgh and over for Jake. Blue Jackets taking on the Rangers here. We got to cook a little bit. Blue Jackets and Rangers right now. We got this one. Rangers $2 total, 6.5 over. Over's favorite here, I think, now at minus $1.15 or so. It does feel like a shift to the over here in this one. And I'm not sure about that, about the move there necessarily. But nonetheless, for the Rangers here at home against the Blue Jackets. Oops. The Rangers come in right now having, get this straight with all these games here tonight. This wasn't a time change, was it? No, but we do have the goalie matchup here. It's going to be Tarasov in there. I don't know. Is that the move in this one? Tarasov is going to be in there for the Blue Jackets today. He's just 4-6 this season. Igor is definitely in there for the Rangers here in this one. But Blue Jackets will be moving to their backup tonight. Blue Jackets 22, 17-6. The Rangers are 21-20. The Blue Jackets are on a win streak here right now for sure, having gone 8-2 in their last 10, and they've won games here over San Jose, Philadelphia, St. Louis, Pittsburgh. They're on a roll. Are the Blue Jackets coming in to this game? For the Rangers here, right now, they've defeated the Blue Jackets for the last 5 meetings here at the Garden. But Blue Jackets here with this win streak right now looking really good. And, on the puck line here, might be worth a shot. Right now, the puck line price on Columbus is minus $1.50. You'd like it to be a little bit more solid here, but we did just take Uh, the Penguins plus 1.5 at minus $1.50. So probably still willing to go with Columbus here on this streak that they're on for sure. Now they are just 6-12 on the road, but Rangers are just 9-9 at home so far. So okay, see what you have here in this one. I'm going to the chat here. I'm running out of steam here already. All right, running out of my own steam, it feels like. Here we go. Cash Canes on the Rangers on the money line. Here's
Final.
Tom on the Capitals money line. Back there on that other game, but Rangers puck line here for Kane. All right. Columbus has covered the puck line in 6 straight games right now, and New York has lost 7 straight games at home when coming off of a win, and then they're favored. So I'm going to take Columbus here on the puck line at plus 1.5 at minus $1.50. Robert likes the over in this one. Columbus has definitely been the over team, right? They're 22-12 to the over as an underdog. Rangers are a little bit to the under this season, but all right. Hope you don't mind if I pick up the pace a little bit here. Red Wings taking on the Lightning here in this one. You got the Red Wings on the road, an underdog, of course. Tampa Bay minus 210, 6.5. Well, maybe 6 over 15, maybe 6.5 under 25. It feels like right now. Some of the price range, at least on this one, between the Red Wings and the Lightning. Detroit has covered the puck line in 8 of their last 9 games. Overall, they're playing about as well as they have in several seasons right now. They just beat up on Florida on the road 5-2 a couple of nights ago. They threw in that clunker against San Jose, which, out of nowhere it felt like, because they were on a big time win streak. Before that, they've won 8 of their last 10 games overall. Still, Tampa Bay 14-6 straight up at home. They are a very reasonable 14-14 as a puck line favorite, but Detroit still 22-9 as a puck line underdog here, and you're getting big time money. It feels like in this one. Detroit's gone over in 9 of their last 10 games.
System playing.
Overall, is that right? Let me see here. Yeah, I guess so. Look at 5-2 over Florida, 9 goals in the San Jose game, 8 goals in the Seattle game. So some big time overs here, it feels like, of late for the Red
Final.
Wings. But I kind of want to take them here against the Lightning on the puck line. It's just getting these prices. $1.40 is not horrible. Give me the Red Wings. I've got another puck line dog on the road today here in this one. All right, let's see. Blue Jackets there in that other game for Tom. Jake said Detroit and under. Cash Kane on the Lightning here. All right, I'll take Red Wings. Keep it going on the road against the Lightning. All right, next up is the Sharks. The Sharks and the Islanders. Sharks 14, 27-6. Islanders just 17-20 here right now. San Jose, maybe still. Oops, get the right graphic up there. There we go. Sharks and Islanders. All right. So, look, for the Islanders, who will we get in goal here in this one? I failed to touch on the Jets game. I might have had the wrong goalie in there on the graphic. Hellebuck will not be in there. Comrie is likely the starter for Winnipeg today. Also for the Capitals, Logan Thompson. We did have the right goalie in there. Here, he's likely to be the goalie today. But here with the Sharks, also in that Lightning game, we did have Vasilevsky. He's confirmed here right now. And for the Islanders, you do have Marcus Hogberg in here today. So Sorokin, was able to come back and get that start in the loss to Florida. But going to go back to Hogberg here. He's been pretty decent. He's just 1-2, but still a 1.41 goals against. He's looked very strong. Now, I do think that they kind of packed the back end for him a little bit. Islanders have lost
Goalies.
a couple games in a row here of late that ended their winning streak. They lost to Ottawa, they lost to Philly, San Jose. We know they're not great for sure, but nonetheless, you do have the Islanders here, a big favorite at 220 right now, and the total is at 5.5 over 20. So see what you guys have in this one with Sharks and Islanders, if anything here. And yeah, maybe not. Maybe not for you guys. I know we're getting a little long here on these hockey games. I'm feeling it too, so I'll probably just make the call here in this one right now and move on. Because look, the Sharks were able to knock off Detroit in that big surprise there for sure, but still they kind of struggle in some of these games going back east a little bit. Now they have covered the puck line.
Final.
On some of these road games a little bit here of late. They're 16-8 puck line on the road. Islanders a dismal 4-19 as a puck line favorite. All right. Give me the under in this one with San Jose and the Islanders today. I'm scared. I just got to take the under. Islanders are 1-9 in the last 10? Is that right? The Philly game was obviously an over. It's got to be 2-8. I mean, there was 2-0 against Ottawa, 2-1 against Utah. So, okay. Just give me the under in this one.
Final.
Tom said Red Wings puck line in that game against the Lightning there. Oh, here we go. Here's Tom on the Sharks. Okay. Wild here taking on the Predators. You got the Predators here, $1.50 at home. And no, it's higher than that. We already know that the move came in on them. Look at this. They're up to $1.90 today, the Predators in this one. Okay, whatever. I guess the Predators are going to win this game, right? Here you have a Predators team that's 15, 22, and 7. They're one of the biggest money burners in hockey this season, and we're seeing upwards of a 75-cent move, 65, 75-cent move here. Now Nashville has won 2 in a row. Minnesota's lost 2 in a row here right now, but oh man, come on, you got to be kidding me. I mean, there's just no way, and I'm going to take the Minnesota Wild here in this one. The puck line's minus $1.65, and I don't know if it's going to get any lower than that, but maybe the Predators will blow them out, but I just can't do it. I got another road puck line dog here with the Minnesota Wild. Look, they've lost 2 in a row. They lost to Edmonton and VGK. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Remember, Minnesota's been the best road team in the league at 16-4. Now, at least Nashville has moved to 10-8 at home so far this season, but maybe are there injuries? Do I need to look at the injury report? I rarely do that in hockey. It's such a situational spot. It seems like, yeah, they got Kaprizov still out. We get that. He's been out for, a couple of weeks now, right? But Gustafsson here, let's see. Fleury will start tonight. Gustafsson will start on Monday against Colorado. I'm pretty sure that's going to be what happens here with Minnesota. So maybe that's what it is. No Gustafsson. You've got Fleury in here, but I don't have a problem with that. Minnesota has lost 8 straight games to Nashville when coming in off of a loss. And, Nashville's had their own set of struggles, but they're the move here. All right. Here's Cash Kane likes the Wild on the money line. Robert McCormick will take the under here in this one. You have Nashville 8-15-1 to the under as a favorite. And not only that, you also have a Nashville team that, let's see, they've gone Oh, no, I'm sorry. Minnesota's gone under in 5 of their last 6 on the road. Nashville has defeated Minnesota 11 of the last 13 trips here into Tennessee. So I get that maybe, but 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams have gone over. I got to take the Wild here on the puck line, even at minus $1.65.
Team play.
All right. Had a little steam coming in here, I think. Let me see. No, it's on some international sports. I'd love to cover it here, but yeah, we have enough trouble getting through the show. All right, here we go with the Golden Knights taking on the Blackhawks here in this one with the Golden Knights on the road. 235, maybe even higher right now. 245 or 250, 258 at DraftKings here. So we already talked about that widely reported steam that came in on the over. In fact, I'm showing mostly 6.5s right now, juiced to the under, but nonetheless, certainly a bit of a move here to the over with the Golden Knights and the Blackhawks here tonight. Maybe the Golden Knights could run up a number on this Blackhawks team that's lost 4 in a row, and the Golden Knights have actually had some struggles here of late. Losses to Carolina, lost to Nashville, lost to the Rangers, lost to the Islanders. They did beat Minnesota, of course. Chicago has lost 4 straight. They cover the puck line in games against Edmonton and Nashville, as Nashville won that game 3-2 against them. So maybe there is something to Nashville. I don't know, but see what you guys want to do in this one with the Golden Knights here on the road, taking on the Blackhawks. Got a Chicago team that's covered the puck line in 10 of the last 13 meetings between these two teams. Chicago's 6-2 on the puck line in the last 8 home games against Golden Knights. I mean, that's still a long sample size, kind of going way back here. I'm going to take the Golden Knights on the puck line on this one. I'll lay a goal and a half here for once tonight. They are minus 1.5 at even money. So give me Vegas here. I'll pay the tax here a little bit. Man, I don't have but a handful of totals here. Not even that. My usual hockey totals. A Vegas money line for Philly Eagle Flyer. Next up is the Blues taking on Utah. Here in this one, you've got Utah, $1.25 total, 5.5 over at minus 130 or so right now. And like I said, we've already had the reported steam came in on St. Louis and the over. All it's done for me, I think, is given me a little bit of value to try to take the under in this one. That's what I want to do. Now, 4 of the last 6 meetings between these two quote unquote franchises have gone over the total, but I don't know. For me, I think that move to the over might be a little suspect. I mean, we see Utah time and time again stuck there 2-1 in the third period. It feels like in some of these home games right now, they are on a losing streak, having lost games to Montreal and the Rangers. Those were actually very high-scoring games, actually. They did lose to the Islanders here at home, 2-1. They beat San Jose at home, 2-1. Lost to Florida. This is a long homestand here for Utah right now. They've actually lost 7 of their last 8 games here at home, but I don't know. I kind of want to think this might be the spot to shake that. We took St. Louis in both those games against Calgary and got those home wins, and it felt like the Sharps were on the Calgary Flames, so I don't mind trying to fade them, but I'll just go under here in this one with the Blues in Utah at 5.5. Utah is 11-5-2 to the over as a favorite, but St. Louis is a dog, 12-18-4 to the under. So, okay, let's see here. Hello to Ricky Levine in the chat today. Philly Eagle Flyer with Vegas. He also likes the Blues on the money line. Robert McCormick likes the Blues, and Cash Kane likes the Blues. Everybody likes the Blues. So do the Sharps. They steam the Blues. So you guys are kind of on the Blues in this one. I'm on the under, though. Couple more here. The hockey will be done. We'll get into a fast look at college basketball. It's going to be fast, you guys. We've taken too long here on this. Probably just going to rattle off the plays and get done with the show. Thank you for joining me here today, Oilers and Canucks. In this one, you got the Oilers on the road, $1.70. They've won 4 straight games. The Oilers are on fire, it feels like right now, but still a matchup here where Vancouver comes in 19, 15, and 10. They are the king of the ties here, obviously. So Vancouver has gone under 6 straight at home when facing the Oilers, and if they are coming off of a home loss like they were in that last game against LA, 5-1, they've had some struggles of late here for sure, but maybe they can hang in with these red-hot Edmonton Oilers here right now. Edmonton's won 8 of their last 9, 5 of their last 6 on the road. Vancouver's covered the puck line in 6 of the last 7 meetings between the two teams here in Edmonton. So they've also covered the puck line in 10 of the last 12 against Edmonton. And Vancouver wasn't the favorite in too many of those games, although they were, I believe, favored in the first meeting here this year when they did win, right? I don't have time to look it up, but give me here. I'm going to try this puck line at home right now. It's probably minus $1.75, though. I might not. Oh, $1.70 here, huh? All right. I better shift to the under, you guys. I don't want to lay any $1.70s here today with you guys on a Saturday. Give me the under in this game between Edmonton and Vancouver tonight. Sorry about that, gang. I'll probably end up betting Vancouver, but I don't want to put $1.70 out there. I've already laid $1.50 on the road on some of these puck lines with you, so some Oilers support in the chat. Last game hockey here. Kings on the road against the Kraken. Kings 25, 12, and 5. One of the best teams right now, no doubt about it, even though they've lost 2 of their last 3 games. Seattle's been alternating wins and losses here of late. Kings, though, off of a 5-1 win at Vancouver last time out. Kings here have gone under in 4 straight road games, coming in off of a win. However, the Seattle Kraken are 2-8 to the under in the last 10 games. Is that right? No, that can't be right. Yeah, the 2-1 loss to Winnipeg on the road last time out. Kings are 7-15 to the under on the road coming in. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone under. 4 of the last 5 meetings overall have gone under, and the Kings have gone under in 5 of their last 6 games on the road. So this is going to be it for the hockey. Your last chance here to make a play with me, and nobody likes this game, so I'll try the under in this one with the Kings and Seattle here tonight. I'm going to rattle off some college basketball plays, and the show will be over, but hopefully that steam will get you through a little bit. You can catch my best plays at Winnable. I'm going to have about 24 college basketball plays. So, look, we break down all those games during the week, so we can go fast on a game with 146 plays. Clemson just took the steam against Pittsburgh here. It's in my preview. I don't think I like the move. I thought I was on Pittsburgh. It was +4. It's now +3 here as Clemson just took the steam against Pittsburgh. Okay, here we go. College basketball now. Oh, Robert liked the under in that last one. Here we go. College basketball. We're just going to go as fast as we can and get done with this show, make the drawing. And thank you, everybody. Don't forget our companion coverage of UFC 311 today with the boys at 5:30 Eastern and 2:30 Pacific time. Alabama and Kentucky. We already talked about that widely reported steam that came in on the under here, right? And you guys had plenty of opinions, it sounded like, on this game. I think I might actually be in disagreement um, with the chat. Let me see here. Because I thought you guys were kind of leaning Kentucky here, but I'll tell you what, I kind of want to fade that steam as well. I want to play both here. It feels like if I can, I'm going to go with Alabama and the over here. I'm going to go a little SGP in this one. Look, we got an early start here, and I don't think we're going to be talking about a game where one team is going to get 100 points here, possibly. That may be a premium, so maybe I'll tone it down a little bit. But look, both teams got to kind of get first of all, the total's wrong on the screen, Mr. Graphics man. You dummy. You guys are probably yelling at me in the chat right now on this one. 170, well, it's even 178.5. So even though that steam came under, you can see it's already going back up. It just feels like to me this game's going to a wild game where both teams will be getting 90 points here tonight. This will be up and down the floor. Give me the Alabama Crimson Tide and the over in this one. And Ricky Levine says, we talk St. Bonaventure. We're not going to make it to the Bonnies here today, unfortunately. I've only got about 10 games. Robert Dixon liked Bama here with me. And he says +2 now. I haven't won there, but he's right. It's +2. It's +2.5. Clemson and Pittsburgh. This one just came in, right? We just heard that steam just moments ago in this matchup between Clemson and Pittsburgh. It was 4 down to 3.5 or 3 here right now with the move clearly on Clemson here. But I want Pittsburgh in this game right now. In this one, I'm probably leaning to the under too. Probably could just give it out here at this point, but let me just stick with Pittsburgh here in this matchup against Clemson at home. I like Pittsburgh here. Auburn and Georgia. We're going with the best of the best today. We're not hitting on many small conference action, I'm afraid. Hopefully we do a great job on those weekdays, but on a big day like today, you know what games are going to make it to the big screen, if you will. So I'm going to take Georgia here. This has been kind of a runaway move here for Georgia. They were getting as many as 8.5 here against, Auburn right now. Certainly one of the best teams, if not the best team in the country. Auburn on the road, they were as high as 8.5. So I got to give it as a free play here right now because, you're not getting the best value here down to 5.5 or so with the number one team in the country. Taking on number 23, Georgia here today. I've got Georgia in this one plus the points here. Maybe we'll sprinkle the money line. Jake likes Pittsburgh. Jake likes Georgia. Thanks, Jake, for being my picking partner here. I've just mentioned right now, ironically enough, Clemson and Pittsburgh. Remember what I just said, too, right, about the Clemson-Pittsburgh game and that total? Well, the steam is coming in right now on the total in this game between Clemson and Pittsburgh, and it's coming in on the over. I don't know if I like that. I want the under in this game. I didn't use it yet I'm going to do another two-team SGP. I'm going under. I'm fading this over steam in Clemson and Pittsburgh. Seems like when it's funny. I work all night on handicapping, and I don't want to say I'm always right, but it feels, I've noticed like on these early games where the steam comes in and maybe I don't have enough time to make a release or anything, and I say, I feel like I hit those on the air, so let me do it. I'm going to take Pittsburgh and the under in that game. I'm going to bet it here. Oh, we got to get done with the show so I can bet it here. So let's go quickly. Arizona is taking on Texas Tech in this one. We saw the steam come in here on the under in this game. It moved the total here from 150 down to 151 down to 149.5. Or so it felt like right now. So this is probably the tough one for me here right now with Arizona State and Texas and that steam coming in on the under, because I see it the other way again. I like the over in this game with Arizona and Texas Tech. I'll go over 150 in this one. Okay. Cash King likes the Georgia money line as his top play today. How about that? Here's Purdue taking on Oregon. In this one, we're starting to move to the later action now here on the card, certainly. And you have Oregon here favored by 2. The total 147 here in this one with Oregon at home in this one. And we're just making the plays here. I'm not going to be able to get to the trends, I don't think, in this one, but I like the over here with Purdue and Oregon. Look, the move started out to the over, and now it's kind of come back to the under here, but still 147.5. So I have the over in this one with Purdue and Oregon. Wisconsin is taking on USC. More Big Ten action here in this one. These ones go off at the same time, actually. Purdue and Oregon and Wisconsin and USC here. So in this one, I like another over here with these two. Give me the over with Wisconsin and USC today out at the Galen Center. This one probably about 151.5 here right now. Give me the over. Iowa State and West Virginia. We're going quickly, gang. We got to finish this show. Apologize here for the rush, but got a matchup here with Iowa State and Virginia. Iowa State favored 6.5. Total 137 or so here in this one with Iowa State on the road. Do see some sevens out there. Maybe it's up to 137.5 or so, but I've got an under here with Iowa State and West Virginia. The under is my play here. Thank you, fam, for being patient. I see no comments because I'm not giving out any trends or anything or records and such. Mississippi and Mississippi State. I've just got 2 more I'm looking at, and then we're out of here. Have a great day, everybody, and don't forget to join our crew for a great day. We really appreciate all the support you guys are giving us. What has happened to my coverage of the EPL here, falling off the screen? All right, here we go. Mississippi State and Ole Miss here in this one. You got Mississippi State favored here. I like another over, gang, in this one at 146 between Mississippi and Mississippi State. It worries me. I've got these overs, but Cash Kane took USC money line. One more here. It's Santa Clara taking on Gonzaga, and we saw Gonzaga lose to Oregon State in conference play. That kind of shakes things up a little bit. Now you have them taking on their old rivals a little bit, and it's still 15 points. You look back at some of these, right? You're like, man, you know what? Santa Clara always gives these guys a hard time, certainly, in years past in this matchup, and man, just Gonzaga tasting defeat there a little bit. I kind of want to take Santa Clara in this one, and I'll try them here. Maybe Gonzaga will bounce back and beat them up, but still Santa Clara. This is still Santa Clara for the most part. Maybe it's not the same type of Santa Clara, but is it the same type of Gonzaga here at this point? So let me try Santa Clara here. You're getting 2 touchdowns in this one, and in the longest standing West Coast Conference rivalry, Oregon State beating Gonzaga notwithstanding here, but give me Santa Clara tonight. The show is over.
Final.
Thank you guys so much for putting up with me, listening to my college basketball. You can make it more college basketball. Some of these plays were, probably premiums here that I just rattled off. Just we're not enough time for the previews and everything. We got to get started on our betting day, right? So let's do the contest. Let's see who's going to win the consensus parlay here, and I'll just catch you tomorrow with more morning steam. You can catch me across the street on one of those channels. I'm going to make an appearance today here to talk pro football. I'll have my best 4 props across the street today. So make sure you check me out on one of those other channels here. All right, we're going to get ready for the drawing here right now and see who gets it. Let's get it rolling. The show is over. Matt, Levine, Flanae, Sports Betting, Nasty Nate, there was Sharpie, Donut Silks, Thomas Bird, and it's Matt D. Second day in a row out of 54 entries today. Matt D just won it again. What are the odds of that? Congratulations, Matt. Hopefully you win it today. There is your parlay. Kansas City Moneyline, Hawks, Rockets, and under in the Montreal game, I think is what that says there.
Final.
So thanks a lot, everybody. Thanks, Sir Mackey. Thanks, Billy Eagle Flyer. Guys, make sure you catch us today for that companion coverage and catch me tomorrow here, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific, with more Morning Steam for the Sports Money Net. Don't forget, there's where you get my plays. I'm sorry, you guys. Producer says, do the commercial here real quick before you go. Grab onto those subscriptions. And also, I do want to make sure that I help out my buddy there for sure. Bill, please, I'll try to do my best today. It may take a while to get to you, but I'm on X, and you can follow me there. I think my email and my phone number come across when you do sign up, so I can text it to you. I'll text anybody here. I'm just looking for friends. Thanks a lot, everybody, for the Sports Money Network. I'm Ramon Scott. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.
Can't escape from the team, called the morning steam. It's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money.